In today's breaking news, the Ford assembly line worker who received Donald Trump's middle finger yesterday has been tracked down by the Washington Post, and he's not backing down. Oh, and another breaking news, the American people are showering him with a financial windfall, and I have both stories for you next. I'm Dan, and welcome to another Occupy Democrats Report. To get all of our daily breakdowns of Donald's indecency, destruction, and decline, please hit that subscribe button. Let's begin with that Washington Post report that I learned about via breaking news savant Aaron Parnas.
We have some news right now. The Ford auto worker who shouted pedophile protector at Donald Trump and was flipped off by Donald Trump afterwards has been suspended pending an investigation, according to the Washington Post. I will just make one comment. A lot of people have said a lot worse things about Renee Nicole Good, and they still have a job. Spread the word. Follow along for more.
President Donald Trump made an obscene gesture with his middle finger and mouthed an expletive to a factory employee who shouted at him during a tour of a Ford plant in Michigan on Tuesday. A reaction, the White House said, was appropriate given the heckling. Out of frame in the video, a person can be heard yelling, "pedophile protector," just before Trump mouthed the insult, an apparent reference to the Trump administration's handling of the investigation into the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. T.J. Sabula, a 40-year-old United Auto Workers Local 600 line worker at the factory, told the Post that he was the one who shouted at Trump. He said he has been suspended from work pending an investigation. As far as calling him out, definitely no regrets whatsoever, Sabula said, though he added that he is concerned about the future of his job and believes he has been targeted for political retribution for embarrassing Trump in front of his friends. Sabula identifies as politically independent and said he never voted for Trump but has supported other Republicans. He estimated that he was roughly 60 feet away from Trump on Tuesday and that the president could hear him very, very, very clearly. He said he was specifically referencing Trump's handling of the Epstein matter. "I don't feel as though fate looks upon you often, and when it does, you better be ready to seize the opportunity," Sabula said. "And today I think I did that." An online fundraiser was started Tuesday evening that sought to raise money for Sabula after his suspension. "Let's rally and support TJ and help him pay some bills," read the description of the fundraiser. Those are just the highlights of the article. For the full story, visit the Washington Post website.
And that brings us to the Benjamins that are raining down on Sabula as a reward for his outburst. Let's track the trajectory via posted reactions.
Steve Schmidt helped get the ball rolling with, "Donald Trump is a pedophile protector. He has no class, no grace, and no restraint. Join me and the other 9,300 and counting in supporting TJ Sabula, who was suspended by Ford for having the guts and integrity to speak up for those young girls." Earthy posted, "Make sure TJ Sabula's GoFundMe outraises Jonathan Ross's Spread the Word." At that moment, Sabula's was at 53,000. Wu-Tang is for the Children said, "Amazing. The GoFundMe for TJ Sabula, the suspended Ford worker that called Trump a pedophile protector, is already over $150,000. Gail Dow posted, "When I donated this morning to TJ Sabula, it was almost up to $250,000. This happened literally overnight. We support our heroes." And Jerry Rig Everything said, "The guy who got suspended for calling Trump a pedophile protector has made $250,000 on GoFundMe. TJ has more balls than Congress. He deserves every penny." And at the time of this report, the fundraiser stands at $325,000.
I appreciate that Sabula put his job and likely his safety on the line with that carpe diem moment against Trump. As for the GoFundMe support he's receiving, I'm going to use my remaining time to remind everyone of the inverse, something that can be attributed to the Donald Trump world we live in.
A white woman in Minnesota who was caught on video using a racial slur against a 5-year-old black child raised more than $800,000 through a fundraiser on the Christian-based platform Give, Send, Go. A Cinnabon employee was fired after a racist outburst against Somali customers and subsequently raised over $130,000 via Give, Send, Go. The campaign framed the woman as a victim of workplace intimidation, and the fundraiser for the ICE shooter who killed Renee Good in Minneapolis, the previously mentioned Jonathan Ross, has raised over $700,000.
Nothing speaks of the Trump times we live in like those people who have put their money where their dark thoughts are.